Welcome everyone to Monmouth Reform Temple tonight, and we welcome those who are on live stream, who are cuddled up in blankets and drinking warm tea, which is what we should all be doing tonight. We're going to begin in song on page 140, Tov Lehodot.
Oh, I don't know my words. All right, I printed out the lyrics. Here we go.
Oh.
What do I do now? Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. On this the day of days, my lips shall sing your praise, for I know that you'll always be here surrounding me. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. I wish to understand the wonders of your hand, and for a place from far above sings a song of love. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. I wish to understand the wonders of your hand, and I know that you'll always be here surrounding me. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon.
Before we continue, I want to welcome everyone into this sacred place. And I invite you to think of something that happened this week that you don't want to hold on to, and to take a long, deep breath and let it out, and let that thing out. You don't have to hold on to it. It doesn't belong to you. And then think of a wonderful memory from this week. Something that made you smile or gave you joy, or something you learned that you hadn't learned before. And take in a deep breath and breathe it out. And let it stay with you as part of your neshama yetera, the extra soul that we receive on Shabbat. That soul is full of comfort and kindness, and reminds us that during these 24 hours, we need to treat ourselves and everyone else around us with grace. That we need to pray for peace, and we need to work towards it. We turn back in our prayer books to page 120 and invite up the Levites for the lighting of our Shabbat candles and for Kiddush.
You have to use this little barbecue lighter. Okay. Hi, Colonel.
We're on page 121 first, and then go back to 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We're on the bottom of page 122.
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all in all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing. And God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all work for creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava u'ratzon hinkilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom tehillah lemikra kodesh, zeter letziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, b'kohamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava u'vratzon. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim.
I'm not giving you a kiss tonight.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm not fighting a cold here. Right?
I think we're done.
All right.
Toda rabah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mrs. Levitt brought me a present tonight.
Me too.
Wasn't that the best present?
I know.
Now everybody's.
I know.
Well, right. Well, now does everyone want to know what it is? It's this light up heart that you pin into your purse and it lights up your purse. So you're not scrambling around to find. It's a heart. Yeah, wasn't that nice?
It's amazing because I usually carry the biggest pocketbooks and I can never find anything in there.
I'm telling you.
So thank you for
It was
that.
the nicest gift.
We turn to page 146 and please rise if you're able.
Baruch et Adonai, Hamevarach. Baruch Adonai, Hamevarach le'olam va'ed.
We read together on the bottom of page 147. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthest-most star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. That we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and the joy of your presence. We turn together to page 152 for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto L'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אלוהים מצווך היום על לבביך, ושירתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בעיניך, וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו עשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
So on page 155, we have a poetic translation of the V'ahavta, and I just wanted to read it to you, and I want you to listen to its words because it's so beautiful. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words that I command you this day. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them on the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorposts of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God, who led you out of Egypt to become your God. I, Adonai, am your God. I love the words, I am Adonai, who led you out of Egypt to become your God. And that God is always in the process of becoming and evolving as we are as well. And it's the first time I've ever seen that concept in a poem in this book. And I think it's beautiful that, you know, God develops and we develop a relationship with God. And that's sacred and unique from the relationship that everyone else shares with God. So we turn to page 158 for Mi Chamocha.
This is an answer and call and answer. So you could sing any part you want, but if you want, you could sing with Evan. So. Mi chamocha ba'enim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, Nora, Tehilot, Osei, Fele, Nora, Tehilot, Osei, Fele, Micha, Mocha, Ba'elim Adonai, Micha, Mocha, Nevar Ba'kodesh.
We turn in our prayer books to page 163, and we read together that little paragraph at the top. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. On page 164, we rise for the tefillah if you're able.
Adonai, sefatati tachu v'yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei abateinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el ha'gadol ha'gibor v'ha'nora, Edeyon, gomer chasadim tovim, v'konei ha'kol, v'zoher chasdevot v'imahot, me'vigula lifnei b'neihem, l'man shelo be'ahava, melech ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, v'chai kol atah Rab le'hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'marir ha'gashem, mechalkel chayim v'chesed, b'chayei ha'kol berachamim rabim, somich noflim v'rofei cholim, u'matir asurim, u'mekayim emunato l'shedei hafar. Micha mocha ba'al givur Baruch atah Adonai b'chayei hakom. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom ya'amuch ha'sela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
So either standing or seated, we take time to read some of the blessings and meditations from page 171 until Shalom Rav, found on page 178. Together we turn to page 178, and those who are standing may be seated for Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam.
Before we go into silent prayer, I just wanted to say that as I watched the Super Bowl on Sunday night, and it was a little bit boring because the teams both had great defense, I was looking with excitement to Bad Bunny's halftime show. And even though I could not understand a word he said, and my husband, who was born and grew up in Mexico, couldn't understand a word he said, I was struck by the love song that it was to Puerto Rico. And, you know, the everything that was embodied in that, the joy and the dancing, the scene of a real couple getting married, and so many other stars who were hidden in the crowd that was dancing around. The number on the front of his jersey was the date of his father's birth, and on the back, football themed, was his last name. There were also many symbolisms of love. On the back post was a quote from Dr. King about love. And at the end of his program, he held a football that said, love is what unites us. And that is so true. So as we go into silent prayer, may we take only love with us into our hearts and into our thoughts. We pray silently.
Say shalom b'ramah, v'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael, ve'akol Yisrael, v'yimeru, v'yimeru. Amen. Rabbi, that was so beautiful what you said. And I have to say, I really like that name, Bad Bunny. It's like a funny name, you know? Like, I
It
don't
must
know.
have been a kid's nickname.
Or who knows how he got it. Everyone can look it up after services. But I thought it's a funny name, Bad Bunny.
We have a cat named Bunny.
You
And-
do?
Yes.
Why is it named Bunny?
Sophie named it. I don't know why.
All right.
But it's a companion cat to our dog. It's the same colors. It acts like a dog instead of hanging out with the other cats in our house. And when the dog goes to the door when someone's there, he usually has a toy in his mouth so he doesn't lick or bite anyone who's at the door. And Bunny the cat runs to the door with a little toy in Bunny's mouth so that she doesn't bite or scratch anyone who comes to the door. But often the cat sits on the main speaker in the kitchen, and I don't know how, but manages to turn on the button to play hard rock. So when I'm in my study listening, you know, all of a sudden the house starts rocking, and I run into Jackson's room, and he's at college. I run in to yell at him and tell him to stop playing his guitar so loudly. And then I realize it's Bad Bunny in the kitchen who's turned on the music loud to feel the vibrations. So there's a Bad Bunny.
No, I just love Bad Bunny. I mean, like, Bad Bunny sounds fun.
We turn to page 364 for Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for the reading of Torah, and we ask everyone to please rise.
בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני למענך, ויהי נעשה לכל ראש.
Ashlosha devarim, Ashlosha devarim, Ashlosha, Shlosha devarim, ha'olam, ha'olam, amen. Ashlosha devarim, Ashlosha devarim, Ashlosha, Shlosha devarim, ha'olam, ha'olam, amen. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim.
Please be seated. So we are in our red Plaut Humash on page 566. Last week was an unbelievable portion, and we ended by receiving the Ten Commandments at Sinai. Mishpatim means laws, and there are so many laws in this Torah portion that talk about returning slaves at the Jubilee year, and if they want to stay with their master, then the master takes them to the door and pierces their ear with an awl. There are many other beautiful laws in this section as well. That one's not so beautiful. But a lot of the laws that we have in the Torah are found in this Torah portion.
That's why Jewish women weren't supposed to pierce their ears. Did anyone ever, their mother tell them you couldn't pierce your ear?
Yes.
Right. Right. Yeah, because it's a sign of that. Anyway.
Baruch hu Adonai, Baruch le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher barakar banu mikol ha'amim, tananu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. I had it turned to the page.
Oh, I already announced.
Oh, good.
All right.
What a...
ואלה המשפטים אשר תשים לפניהם, כי תקנה עבד עברי 6 שנים יעבור, ובשביעי יצא לחופשי הנם. אם בגפו יבוא בגפו יצא, אם בעל אישה הוא יצא אשתו עמו.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher natanu lanu Torah emet l'chayei olam natatenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Thank you, Wayne.
Excellent job. Please rise.
Please rise.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. לי 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 לי
At this time, with the Torah standing beside us, we offer a Misha Berach, a blessing for those who are ill in body, spirit, soul, and mind. The Misha Berach list traditionally was not something that someone stayed on forever. And so we're going to be sending out a letter and telling you what circumstances people can stay on the Misha Berach list, because last week it was 3 pages. And I know there are a lot of people out there, and we want to respect them. But we also want to keep people moving off the list and getting healthy. We mention those from our community: Rabbi Robert Orak, Martha Branween, Jessica Knight, Niles Choper, Myra Taxa, Michael Lynch, Yvette Urado, Barry Bernstein, Sophia Van S., Bernard Shagan, Florence Schreiner, Chunmin Lee, Donald Welsh, Jack Widener, Chuck Prezand, Lily Russo, Darrell Turner, James Powell, Stephen Tillman, Larry Needleman, Sue Miller, Don Schatz, Rose Schatz, Jake Shaber, Cindy Kennedy, Rita McWilliams, Joyce Sugarman, Andrew Maurer, and Andrew Rosenman. And if there's anyone who you know is ill, I ask you to state their name at this time. The Misha Beirach is found on page 371.
This is one where I actually sing and you sing. It's not exactly in your book.
Dear God of our ancestors,
Dear God of our ancestors,
help us renew our faith.
help us renew our faith.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Bring peace to all our days.
Bring peace to all our days.
Restore our strength of body.
Restore our strength of body.
Help purify our minds.
Help clarify our minds.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Rejuvenate our light.
Rejuvenate our light.
Thank you for all these blessings.
Thank you for all these blessings.
Throughout our day and night,
Throughout our day and night,
we celebrate the journey.
we celebrate the journey,
This precious gift of life.
this precious gift of life.
That melody always brings me such peace. And I thank you for it.
I love it also.
We turn to page 374 and remain standing as we return the Torah to the Ark. Please be seated. So on Tuesday morning, we decided to go a little bit light, and we were talking about Jewish pirates. And yes, there were Jewish pirates who are functioning in Spain during and after the Inquisition. And often some of these Jewish pirates would take people who were conversos or Marranos, horrible name, and bring them to a place where they would be safe. And there was one who said that he was so truthful. When you think of pirates, you don't exactly think of truthful. You think of booty and maps and hiding. But one of these pirates created several communities, and he was known for his honesty. Last week, someone stopped me in the hall and asked if I could help them. And of course, I said, of course. And I meant it. Knowing this individual as I do, I felt completely comfortable saying yes without hearing the details, certain that this person would never ask me to do something immoral, illegal, inappropriate, or uncomfortable. And it turns out that I was correct in the judgment and was able to fulfill the request. But it made me wonder, what kind of trust does one have to say yes, unconditionally, no questions asked? President Ronald Reagan famously said, "Trust, but verify." Wise words. Our American currency includes the phrase, "In God we trust," to which one Whit Riley replied, "And all others pay cash." In God we trust. Trust is not easy, not even trusting God. Yet our Israelite ancestors express an incredible sense of commitment in this week's Torah portion. Standing at the foot of Mount Sinai, having just received the Ten Commandments, Moses reads the words of the covenant to the people, and they respond with one voice together, "Na'aseh v'nishma." We will do, and then we will understand. And sometimes we do things, or we're commanded to do some things that we don't understand, but after we do them for a while, we realize why we need them in our lives. How could the ancient Israelites possibly commit to everything? Surely they may have wanted some provision, some escape clause, some spiritual get-out-of-jail-free card in case God was too demanding and asked something too uncomfortable. But no, the ancient Israelites were ready to take on each and every one of the commandments without hesitation. They had hope, and perhaps they had a greater sense of faith, maybe, that their actions, that they will understand deeper, life-enhancing meaning beneath them. We often use the term orthodoxy, meaning correct belief, but Judaism is at least as much about orthopraxy, correct practice. We imagine that through our behavior, na'aseh, through what we do, we will come to understand, nishma. Sometimes we just need to move forward. There are things in life, and often we know this, that defy intellectual reasoning, that just take a leap of faith. We need to jump in. And while we're jumping in, we're doing on-the-job training for our souls. When I decided to become a rabbi, and it took me a very long time to decide to become a rabbi, even though my rabbi said at the age of 12 that I was going to be a rabbi, I don't think I truly understand what the words meant. Now, 29 years later, I can say with humility that I have learned through action, through listening, through walking with people in their sorrow and in their joy. Trust grows in the doing. Author Stephen Covey wrote, "Trust is the glue of life. It's the most essential ingredient in effective communication. It is a foundational principle that holds all relationships together. When we trust, we feel safe. We can open up. We know when it's okay to be vulnerable. We can admit when we're wrong, and we know that the person with whom we are in a relationship usually has our best interests at heart. Society itself cannot function without a little bit of trust. And in this week's parasha, we see the same trust expressed towards God. Having left everything that was familiar in Egypt, everything, even if that familiarity was slavery, our ancestors leapt into the unknown. They enter a wilderness without a map, without certainty, without guarantees, and yet they declare with one voice, "Na'aseh v'nishma," we will do, and then we will come to understand. The prophet Jeremiah offers a beautiful promise. Blessed is the one who trusts in Adonai. He says that such a person will be like a tree planted by water, sending its roots out by the stream, not fearing the heat, remaining even in times of drought, never ceasing to bear fruit. From Jeremiah 17:8. It's a stunning image. And yet we know that trust in God does not guarantee a life without difficulty. We have all experienced that. We know too many people of deep faith who endure profound suffering. Trust does not shield us from illness, from loss, and from heartbreak, but perhaps it does something else. It steadies us. It roots us. Perhaps it quiets the fear just enough for us to take the next step into the unknown. Our ancestors' trust sustained them through 40 years of wandering in the desert. They did complain at every turn, but somehow they kept following Moses, who followed God. Not because it made the journey easy, but because it gave the journey meaning. May we be blessed with even a small measure of the optimism and courage expressed in these words, Na'aseh v'nishma. May we always have the strength to act, even before we fully understand why. May our doing lead us to deeper wisdom. May our trust in God and in one another help us build relationships rooted in safety and in compassion. And may we find the peace in knowing that we are part of a sacred tradition, thousands of years in the making, still unfolding in our lives today. Emet, truth upholds us all. Ken yehi ratzon, may this be so. I invite forward at this time Faye Zakal, who represents the religious school, and a lot of other things.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Faye Sakal. On behalf of MRT, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us tonight. It's almost Purim time. Once again, Sisterhood is celebrating with their Shalach Manot fundraiser. This is the primary fundraiser of the year. Joining in the Shalach Manot exchange helps subsidize many MRT and religious school programs. Please place your orders by February 15th. The order form is in the e-blast. Save the date for our annual adult Purim Spiel and dinner on February 28th at 6 p.m. This year's Spiel is the Book of Esther interpreted through the music of Neil Diamond. More info can be found in the weekly e-blast. The Tzedakah box recipient for February is the Parker Family Health Center in Red Bank. The Parker Family Health Center, which is a free medical clinic, provides care to those people who might otherwise not be able to access medical care. It serves as an initial healthcare access point and provides referrals for specialty care, one of the most significant hurdles for the uninsured, through a network of specialists who volunteer regularly at the clinic. Please consider making a donation to support this worthy nonprofit. Speaking of which, Social Action Shabbat is Friday, February 20th. At this service, our guest speaker will be Susie Dyer, who is the executive director of the Parker Family Health Center. Please plan to attend and learn more. Save the date for our Scholar in Residence program on Sunday, March 15th, starting at 1 p.m. Rabbi Leah Rachel Berkowitz will present Arguments for the Sake of Heaven, Maintaining Civility During Turbulent Times. With Passover around the corner and many other reasons to give a thoughtful gift, please consider the Sisterhood store for all your Judaica needs. If you're celebrating a special occasion or observing a loved one's yahrzeit, we hope you will consider sponsoring an oneg to honor the occasion. Contact the main office for more information. Lastly, MRT is very pleased to offer high-quality live streaming to those who cannot attend services in person. We stream all Shabbat, holiday, and life cycle services. If you've been enjoying our live stream, please consider joining MRT or making a donation through our website, www.mammothreformtemple.org. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Faye.
Thank you.
Faye's a hard worker for our temple.
Very much so. And we have a lot of teens who will be coming to the February 20th services to lead the Aliyah. So please come and support them and come and support the Social Action Committee, and we'll learn more from Susie Dyer. I'm looking forward to that evening and to adult education with Rabbi Leah Berkowitz, who is an outstanding teacher and an outstanding person overall.
The Purim Spiel, we had 2 rehearsals this week and 1 rehearsal last week, and it's really funny one. And I'm not just saying that. And there's, even though I've now done it 3 times with the cast. There are parts that really make me laugh. I think you'll really enjoy it. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend, and this has nothing to do with the play that we're going to do, but the movie that just came out,
Yeah.
Song Sung Blue, beautiful movie, highly recommend it. My husband and I saw it the day that all Jews go to movies, which is Christmas Day. So, you know, yeah, and we had Chinese food the night before. We had Chinese food the night before, and then, yeah, so. But I do recommend signing up and making a reservation because Purim is 1 month earlier on our calendar than it was a year ago, just the way the holidays lined up. So last year was the end of March, this year it's the end of February. So if it does seem like, wow, it was quick.
We invite everyone to turn to page 586 and rise for the Aleinu, which will be sung in English. Right?
It will? Did I write that?
Yeah, you wrote it.
Okay. Don't play. Here we go.
Let us adore the ever-living God. We render praise unto you, who spread out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else. Vanachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, machei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo echad.
We remain standing and turn to page 593. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows, it's radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, and light we are seen. The flame dance and our life burns down in gutters. There is an end to the flames. We are no more and no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives and our legacy, we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death and light and life. We mention those in the period of Shloshim, Lori Blond, Gary Reich, Mandel Miller, and Larry Hershoff. And we recall those whose yahrzeit fell at this season in years past. We remember Sarah Brightman, Marcia Burstein, Jill L. Butler, Harmon Butler, Lynn Sternberg Donlin, Tom Dorff, Kathy Erdman, Henrietta A. Figus, Celia Carlman, Frida Kirschner, Florence Credell, David Levitz, Eva Rothman-Light, Rose Littman, Gertrude Bear Myers, Robert Mish, Milton Morris, Felice Nifosi, Sharon Renee Offenhen, Morris Rosenberg, Bob Rosen, Robert Solomon, Henry Schwartzman, Francis Sporn, Jean Stark, Samuel Taxell, Ian Tomlinson, Lillian Trubin, Rebecca Wagner, Sophie Wald, Charles Wallerstein, and Gertrude Esther Zemerinsky. If you would like to remember people who are not on this list, please state their names as my eyes meets yours. We turn to page 598 and recite the words of the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon, u'v'chaye dekol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei elmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushvechata v'nechemata. Damiran v'yamal v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom b'romav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Please be seated. Our closing song, Eli Eli, is found on page 653. And the last time that I was in Israel, I was on this kibbutz that is closed to the public, but is where Hannah Senesh wrote most of her music. There's the bench that she used to sit on, and it faces the Mediterranean, and you can look beyond and see Caesarea. We were only able to be on the kibbutz because our tour guide, my brother-in-law's cousin, was allowed to bring family to the kibbutz, and it was a spectacular place to be. This song truly affects me and reminds me how things in nature continue, even though we don't. But our words do, and our legacy does, and every step we take on this earth matters. Eli, Eli. We joined together in making motzi, and I wanted to say that I cough on the bima because I'm allergic to dust, not because I'm sick.
Well, I am sick, so I'm going to see all of you at the Oneg, but I'm going to take my step away from you, okay?
We join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen, or B'tei Avon, which means good eatings. I wish everyone a healthy, wonderful, joyous Shabbat, and we continue to celebrate by eating some sweets together in order to bring sweetness into our Shabbat. And there's a lot of sweetness in there, so everyone's got to eat a double portion tonight.
And happy President's Day and happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Shabbat Shalom.